This isn't exactly a video that I typically would make. Heck, I don't even think this is going to really do that well in the algorithm. That's not the point. I just want to lay out my frustrations with this game somewhere. Just just have a discussion about just where we are, where we should be, a lot of realizations I've had about the game as we've truly gotten past the honeymoon period. And now at this point, it's just people that really do enjoy playing this game every day. I'm going to be completely honest. I think I'm just done with Rivals. I've put way too many hours into this game, and I've just come to realize there's a lot about this game that isn't, some things aren't as structurally sound as, we might have thought from a game design perspective. I'm gonna save the obvious elephant in the room for last because there's a lot that needs to go into that discussion that I think NetEase really does need to look at the very least and figure out something what they're gonna do. One of the things I realized last season, especially because I played quite a lot the last couple seasons, and it would just feel like I'm running a truck into a brick wall over and over again with how this game's progression really is built. And with that, I mean, I guess specifically the battle pass and progression systems. First of all, weekly challenges, it's so stupid. That's like the only way to properly get levels for your battle pass. If you play a lot, this game doesn't really respect that extra time that you're putting in. There's no passive XP gain for the battle pass like a lot of other games typically would have. I'm pretty sure even Fortnite would give you, some kind of progression to the next level, even if, it's very heavily reliant on those weekly challenges. You would at least be getting some sort of progress. You could get a little further if you were actually really playing the game besides just the challenges, right? I find it quite annoying. That's the main way of progressing. And then besides that, there's not much you can really earn. Like, I guess there's those we can go look at it right now. There's those special event banners that they always do, right? But even those have a daily XP cap because they want you to play it every day. But like, not everybody has time to be able to do these every day. Log in and do your daily challenges that are going to very minimally progress your battle pass. People have school, jobs, work, whatever, and then just want to do something cool in their free time. Well, I suppose the system is good for trying to incentivize those quick bursts, but if you're somebody that plays a ton more, and believe me, I've played my share of this game. There's not much to do other than, I guess, spend money in the store for skins that you don't really truly care about. Like, if there was some kind of passive gain or something to the battle pass or some extra system besides, I don't know, Lord icons or these stupid little charms, then I think that would be way more engaging. And I think a lot of people can agree with this take that the competitive mode is just, oh dear God, I was about to talk about something, but this game mode. Oh, please remove this from quick play. This map just sucks. Who is fun playing this one? God, I'm getting distracted from my original point. The competitive in this game, you know what? Actually, I'm not doing that. Whatever, I don't care. I'd rather just that than playing that stupid game mode. Competitive genuinely has a lot of issues. Most of them actually stemming from the lack of placement matches, which I know that they're coming, but why almost a year in have we just not already had that? You have people that deserve to be in like top 500 in bronze just pub stomping, and there's not much you can do about it. Like, for my low rank people, is it fun having these smurfs come in and completely just destroy you when they're supposed to be in their own little section with people of equal skill level, or at least to put them somewhere higher up initially? Because, like, a lot of really casuals just aren't going to have fun playing Spectate Simulator against these top 500 players in their bronze. A lot of my friends are in the lower ranks, and they've talked to me about how annoying competitive is, from the sense that it doesn't feel fair because it just isn't designed to be fair. There's way more smurfs than really should be possible in this game. And obviously, it's not every game you're going to get that, but it's more often than not that I have heard plenty about it from them, and having to work my way up back from bronze back to like GM. Yeah, this is not fair. I just don't get it. Like, they really shouldn't be putting me in lobbies with people that are just not supposed to be somewhat in my skill range. And like I said, I know that's going to be fixed, but it just can't come soon enough. It should have already been here, because I know there's tons of people that have been driven away from this game because of situations like that. For the big elephant in the room, right here. I feel like too many heroes in this roster that we have, some of them are just not designed very fun to play against. Like, first of all, Wolverine, he has to be a permaban for a tank main such as myself to actually have fun. And then, what's even worse is you have this unkillable hunk of meat running at you, his claws ready to tear you to pieces, but then he's triple pocketed all the time because in comp, that's all people play, and in so many quick play games. I played quick play last night. So many games just came down to triple support and who has the longer immortality ultimates. All of these ults are just so ridiculous. Why do all of them do the exact same thing where you're just immortal for 10 seconds here, a little damage boost maybe, but really you're doing it most of the time to just not die. And then by the time that's out, the other support has their ultimate, and then you have another one. So you have maybe 30 seconds of immortality almost on your team, minus some very specific counters, because just straight up, the design and healing is just way stronger than it should be. Overwatch has done this so much better from their design standpoint, and maybe I'll make a whole actually well put together video about that when I have some time for it. Let me put it this way. If you look at all of the ults in this game for the support standpoint, Captain America is also a support ultimate because you just cannot die when he's pressing Q. All of these make you nearly unkillable, and then Adam just brings you back from being killed. So he's technically the only one that's like truly, I would say, unique. Because the rest of these guys, they're just here to have you be immortal for 30 seconds with their triple support comp. And it's just so infuriating to play against every single game for 30 seconds. None of the damage that I'm doing matters. They're just gonna press Q, and then everything that I just did was meaningless. Luna Snow, Loki, Cloak and Dagger, like, why is it like this? Who thought that this would be really fun long term? How much do you really like shooting the same person for 30 seconds, as all of the damage that you're doing might as well just be in the negative numbers? Let's not forget that Rocket and Jeff had probably the most unique ults in the game for support, where they didn't do the traditional you press Q and your team is immortal. No, theirs were all about turning the tide on the other team. Rocket would just give you the flat 40% damage boost. And then what happened? People complained that his ultimate was different. And so what did they do? They gave his ultimate shields where none of the damage that you do against them is any bit meaningful. Yes, you can destroy the ultimate, but it just adds on to the problem of everything just making you immortal. How many of these ults can you genuinely kill somebody through without a Magneto or Iron Man? How often does that really happen? Rather, the question should be, should you press Q and nobody can die on your team? And nobody can die on the other team? Or do we want ultimates that all are somewhat unique in a way? Like in Overwatch, half of the ultimates are based on buffing your team in different ways other than making them immortal. There's only maybe one of those in Overwatch. It's Zenyatta, and he basically does Luna Snow ultimate, minus the damage boost. And then the rest of the ults are more or less focused on maybe giving you some more healing, but not to the point where you're immortal. A lot of them focus on assisting or buffing your team, helping pave the way for more offensive maneuvers, while there still are some defensive ones. And so I've just really come to appreciate and respect the design that Blizzard has put into their game a lot more because I've been playing this so much. Overwatch players don't know how good they've had it, especially with how Overwatch has gotten so many good updates and improved significantly from where it was a year ago. I don't see the point in having both of them installed at the same time anymore, especially where a lot of my complaints about this game just are not present in Overwatch. Why would I want to play this game? I don't know. For now anyways, I'm gonna be uninstalling the game. I hope eventually they really consider looking at all the design decisions they've already made and doing something about it, because how long does your player base want to put up with a lot of these issues? Like, it really is mostly the support design and the overabundance of damage characters compared to tanks and compared to supports, where it feels like you're boxed into 2 or 3 options instead of 20. Like, how are we still releasing DPS characters when we're so far behind in other? I don't even know. For now though, I'm done with Rivals. If I want to play a hero shooter, why don't I just play Overwatch? It's just the better option. It really is.